Hello. Oh boy, damn. I was speaking for so long and nothing went through. That is weird. Okay, thank you. Can you guys hear me now? I fixed the microphone setting. Hello, can you hear me now? Let me know if this thing is working. Hello. Now it works. All right. Thank you for letting me know, bro. Because otherwise I would have been talking without even realizing my microphone was off. All right, perfect. So what I was saying is that someone requested to sculpt Jack Baker, and I don't know who Jack Baker is. And I thought, all right, bro, I'll try, but no promises. But then the same person also reached out to me via email. And I was like, all right, bro, like, I respect the hustle. So you reached out here as well. I think the least I can do is definitely do it. So here we are, sculpting Jack Baker from the Resident Evil 7. I haven't played any of the Resident Evil games. I think I've only played one where there was a free demo. I don't know which one was it. But other than that, I haven't played Resident Evil games. Although the request was to sculpt a full body, but the issue with full body sculpts is that it takes me longer than at least 2.5 hours is what it would take me to make a full body character. Sometimes it can be quicker, some days, but not usually. So what I do not want is to split the stream into. After the 2 hours, yeah, it's 2 p.m. for me right now. So at 4 p.m. I also have a weekly challenge call inside the Davinci School, and I have to attend that. So yeah, I don't like splitting the stream into because the last time I was also sculpting Mahoraga, and that is a stream that I have to complete, bro. That is something that I have to complete. I have to sculpt the Mahoraga, and it is still something that is pending. So it's just easier not to do that. Just one character per stream, easy. I do like the design of the character, especially I'm excited to sculpt the hair. I haven't tried sculpting hair like this, so we'll see how it goes. Hi, hello, how's it going, my friend? Make a full body for this. Nah, man, I cannot do that. I cannot promise that. What happens is, if I lose interest, then I cannot. I personally have a big issue committing to projects. Like, I cannot commit to projects for long. I get bored and then I want to move on and sculpt something else. So for me, sculpting is about taking lessons. I like to be a bit deliberate about the things that I'm practicing. Like in this one, I'm excited to sculpt the hair. So I want to do that. But if there's not a big lesson there, then I'll just lose interest and I just want to move on to the next project. So no promises there, my friend. This is almost halfway, perfect. So here. Yes, make the whole character. That would be really good. Bro, I already have full character streams on the channel. We have the complete Wolverine. We have Conquest. Like, I feel like Wolverine is one of the most badass sculpts that I have done. And the whole process for that is on the channel. I streamed the entire thing. He has really big cheekbones. By the way, a bit of a honest advice. I think streaming is not a really good way to. Yeah, streaming is not the same as a tutorial. A lot of people think that, okay, bro, I'm gonna watch this stream and I'm gonna learn from a stream. You could, but it requires a bit of a good foundation for that to happen. A lot of beginners, like this is a very beginner mistake that I see. People are like, oh, bro, like I'm still struggling at sculpting, but I'm gonna watch this streamer and I'm gonna learn how to stream there. The reason that does not happen is because every time a streamer would be sculpting, he wouldn't have the same steps. He wouldn't follow the same steps. Sometimes it would be different. His approach would be different. Sometimes like I know, bro, like if I wanna, let's say I wanna bulk an area up, I could use the clay strips brush, I could use the draw brush, I could even use the grab brush to move that piece out. And as a viewer, what you want is you want a process. You want to learn through a specific way that you can rinse and repeat. And once you are comfortable with that, then yes, 100%, bro, then you can experiment with your own methods, learn your own ways. And when you do have some experience, it just becomes easier to understand the process of other people. But before that, you do need some context. Think of learning a language, think of the English language. If a person does not know the grammar, how can he learn anything? Yes, he can memorize a poem if he keeps listening to the poem on repeat, but if he wants to understand something, he would require some grammar, 100%. And once he has that grammar, learning other poems, understanding passages, it just becomes so much easier. The same thing goes for sculpting, bro. If you want to understand, okay, what the hell is going on? Why is this person using this brush? Why is he sculpting this way? Then you do need some sculpting grammar, if that makes sense. Can you please tell me if you should do the whole body or not? My speaker aren't working. I hope so. That would be really cool. No full body. All right, do we see his ears? Yes, we do see them. So let's sculpt the ears. Ears, by the way, are super annoying to sculpt. They're not difficult at all. They're just annoying to sculpt. I think I should get a VDM brush for the ears. Let's just paste the ear there. Boom, done. And on the next stream, please. Nah, man, no promises. Yo, Opalescence, what is up, my man? How's it going, bro? Opalescence, guys, by the way, you should check him out if you're interested in dinosaurs, because he just makes dinosaur sculpts. I would have said in Blender. I was gonna say in Blender out of habit, but recently Opalescence has made the switch to ZBrush. Are you going to use the classes with soft alpha to test it out? All right, sure, we can do it towards the end. Why not? By the way, Opal listens, do you think people who still use Blender will be able to follow your ZBrush tutorials? Although I do believe that sculpting is always universal, what you learn in one software can always be applied to another software. A lot of times what happens is that some tools are very specific. For example, hey, use the Z remesher and then use the, I don't know, what's it called in ZBrush? Z remesher, I don't know, bro. Like, you can set layers and everything. Some tools are very specific to ZBrush. You cannot do that in Blender. You can find workarounds, but it's super laggy. The cool thing about ZBrush, bro, is how it handles millions of polygons with no sweat. If they are determined enough, yes, bro, I love that answer. I think if a person, yeah, 100% will. Like, if someone is dedicated enough, they can translate any knowledge to any software. I like that answer. I've learned majority of dino sculpting from ancient course from 2009 made in ZBrush. Oh, that is super cool, man. This actually reminds me of a friend of mine. So when I was doing my bachelor's in 3D animation and design, I had a friend and he was from Iran. The cool thing about this dude was that he was the best at everything in the whole class. No matter it be correctors, no matter it be lighting, no matter it be rendering, and we all would be amazed by how he just manages to blow everyone out. And a bit of an unfair thing happened with him on school is that the school said, hey, you can only use Maya. But this dude, bro, like, he used ZBrush as well. They did not allow it. He used Substance as well. They did not allow it. They said, okay, the only thing that you can use is Maya or Mudbox. That's the only things that you can use. And it did hold him back. But the cool thing about this guy was, bro, he was from Iran. And what happened was, I'm not sure about now, but back then in Iran, YouTube was banned. The internet was super slow. Internet was very restricted. But still, he and his friend, bro, they were interested in 3D. 3D wasn't even a field back then. People did not even, well, I don't think they were aware that, okay, 3D even exists. But he was so determined, bro, that he somehow managed to get some torrents, some courses, some tutorials here and there. He sailed with the pirates. He got the softwares, and bro, he just learned them from pure grit. Pure grit, bro. Like, he was absolutely self-taught, and the proof of his hard work was that, bro, like, he left everyone behind in our class. People who had everything, like, we had the resources, everything, but he was just so determined that he did not let his country be a limitation for him, his condition be a limitation for him. And I personally believe, like, if you are determined enough, you can achieve whatever you want. So many people just look for excuses instead of opportunities and instead of solutions. So if you focus on problems, you will never find solutions. But if you focus on solutions, bro, I don't think any problem is big enough for you. People could be like, hey, bro, I'm from Iran and I don't have internet here, but what are you going to do about it? What now? This is your situation, bro. What now? Some people, they won't even start a YouTube channel. Hey, bro, I have this funny accent. People make fun of me. Yeah, bro, this is where you are born. This is how you speak. What are you going to do about it? Why would you let that be a limitation for you? Real achievers, bro, they are always looking for solutions. Where are you from, Ishaq? I am from Pakistan. How would you apply your teaching method to other part of field like rigging, modeling, animation that are more technical? That's the thing, bro. Sculpting, I believe sculpting is the hardest thing of all. The reason being that, let's say you're watching a product rendering tutorial, right? Or you're watching a modeling tutorial. You can follow the exact same steps, the exact same numbers, that values that they show. You move this cube 0.5 millimeters right, and then use this value as your rendering, put the roughness to 0.4, and you can match it 100%. Sculpting is the most difficult to learn because it's not step by step. There's no objective way of achieving a model. It is slightly intuitive, but if I was to apply my teaching method, it would be 100% to focus on the 80% stuff that is getting you 20% results. For example, you're learning how to product render. You want to learn product rendering. The first thing that you need to learn is you need to decide, okay, do I want to model these products as well, or do I just want to render them? If you decide to be a product renderer who will just render, then there's no need to learn modeling. Don't waste your time there. Focus on what makes something photorealistic. Focus on good lighting. Focus on good presentation, and ignore everything else. Ignore everything else. Look at your niche. For example, let's say you're into electronics, all right? You want to make headphone renders. Look at the best headphone renders and just study the top 10 that you can find. That's it. No need to study everything. No need to study lighting to its absolute depth and core. Just look at how people light electronics, how people light headphones. Why do they light it that way? Try to break that down and understand that. If you're into interiors, just learn realistic lighting in terms of interior rendering. Why do people use these colors? How are most interior renders made? Like, what's the light source? Do they use natural lighting? Do they use studio lighting? Do they use backdrops? To study the best of the best. I personally believe that the best way of learning is to learn with intention. When you have intention, you just automatically solve a lot of your problems, and just focus on the 20% stuff that will get you 80% results. Apply the Pareto's principle as much as you can to everything that you can. How far in are we? 20 minutes. All right. Do not redeem. Do not redeem it. Yeah. Do not redeem the card. Why did you redeem the card? He has very intense eyes. That is something really interesting. Oh, one really big problem that I realize a lot of people, a mistake that people make in product rendering is, bro, okay, let me show you an example. Let's say here's the camera, right? Here's the camera, and here's the product that they want to render. Let's lock this to camera. Yeah, here's the product that they want to render. The funny thing that I see happening here is people place objects out of the camera. They have scenes here, and then they want to light everything. They're trying to make the whole scene beautiful. They're trying to arrange stuff here. Like, bro, just focus on what you can see in the camera. If that's what you see, only focus on the things that you can see, bro. That's the easiest thing you can do. And this is also true for sculpting, bro. Like, if you're sculpting a character and you do not see its body, there's no point. If you just want a render, let's say you just want to make a render, a portfolio piece, and you just want to show the front, bro. There's no need to sculpt the back. Okay, maybe that not apply to a portfolio piece, because on a portfolio piece you want to show every side. But let's say you're working something you downloaded from Pinterest, and you just want to absolutely nail what you see on the reference image. Stop guessing your way. Okay, how would the back look like? How would that look like, bro? Just focus on what you can see. I gotta go now. Good luck with this sculpt. Thank you, my friend. Take care. Appreciate you joining in. Hey man, any advice on getting a reference for practicing? Bro, my advice is a bit controversial. People do not like it because I love AI. And my advice is to just go to Gemini and get whatever reference you want. And let me show you, bro. I have a plateau, a sea of references that I generate with Gemini. So Gemini is absolutely killer when it comes to making references. Let me show you. Just a sec, loading it up. Yeah. Okay, I can't show you this because I'll get suspended for nudity. But here you can see here all of these references generated from AI. The benefit of doing this, bro, is that you just need one image. Even if you don't have an image, you just describe it to Gemini and it will create you a front, side, and third quarter. So I wanted to sculpt Walter White, and this is the reference that I had. The issue that will happen online is if I go to, let's say, if I go to Google and I write Walter White, and then I try gathering references here, it's not gonna end well for me, because this front is different, this front is different, this front is different, this front is different. The same thing is going to happen from the side. There's going to be 100 different sides. There's going to be 100 different lighting scenarios, 100 different expressions, and so much variation that it would not make sense. And I'll be just confused. Okay, which front to sculpt, which side to sculpt, which third quarter to sculpt. And the easiest thing is to just generate something from Gemini. And what it does is it gives you a consistent model, consistent expression, consistent lighting, and just a lot of different angles for the same thing. So if you want good references, bro, I would highly recommend that you do use AI. AI, I believe, I personally believe AI is a tool. It's not something that is meant to replace you, but if you do not keep up with AI, then yes, you will be replaced. There are some moral concerns with AI, I know. Oh bro, it stole art online and it learned from people without their consent. I am aware of that, bro, but the genie is out of the bottle. What can we do about it? Nothing much. People who will strive are the ones who will use AI, and I've seen this happening. A lot of people who were against AI are now using AI because they see the benefit of it. They understand that, okay, this is a technology that the world is moving towards. And if we do not adapt, we will be left behind. So I highly recommend use AI as a tool, something to aid your work, something to help you make better quality work. And I found the use that, okay, generating references with AI is very, very helpful. The weird thing that I've seen about AI is that, bro, people create AI slop, and then they want to be labeled. They want to call themselves as artists. They think of themselves as artists. Nah, man, you're just a good prompter. You're not a cool artist. One more advice for references is, bro, I personally believe less is more. Less is better. Because instead of having 100 different angles, 100 different lighting scenarios, 100 different references for things, it's just so much better that you have one reference, but you have multiple angles in the same condition. That will be so much helpful. So much better. Bro, I'm struggling to sculpt eyes. No worries, my friend. Go to the channel. There's a free course waiting for you. Just watch the eye section. So if you go here on my channel, YouTube, let's look at YouTube. YouTube. And if you go here on my page, boom, you have a free 5-hour course teaching you how to sculpt a face from scratch. Where do you find that? Only on my channel. And then here we have a complete section for the eyes. And the way I like to teach, bro, is I like to break things down first. I want you to understand the eyes first. Before I just sculpt something like, hey, watch me sculpt, bro, and follow me doing it. No, I want you to understand the structure of the eye in the easiest way possible, without confusing you with overwhelming anatomy terms, the muscles of the face. That you don't need that, bro. You're an artist. You're not a doctor. So I teach you how to observe them first. I break them down in the simplest way ever, and then I show you a bunch of different references, and I show you the same principles apply on every single eye that you can see here, so that you can understand the pattern, you can understand why the eye is this way, the structure of the eye, how to see these things, how to observe these things. And when you understand the eye, only then and only then do we go ahead and we start sculpting the eye. And I personally believe so many people just skip this step when they are teaching. They don't give you the basic foundation that you need to understand something. It's so much easier to just make a video like, hey, watch me sculpt. But it's another thing that I help you understand, so that you can observe these things on your own and you can sculpt the eyes that you want. Go check it out, bro. Like, it will help you. Is it only me, or does he look like Joaquin Phoenix from the Joker movie? I don't know why, bro, but he does look like him, doesn't he? Interesting. He looks like Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah, I think it'll make more sense when we add the hair and the beard. I think the eyes are too big. Just make them slightly smaller. Yeah, he does look like Joaquin Phoenix. Are you going to sculpt a shirt? Maybe, if we have time, we will do it. Yeah, I think we will sculpt a shirt. That does remind me, we need to give him some sort of a neck. Where do you live, bro? I live in my house. kidding. I'm from Pakistan. Do not mind me, guys. I just love extremely bad, extremely lame dad jokes. The lamer it is, the funnier I find it. I just love dad jokes. And if anyone has a good dad joke, I would love to hear it. And I would love it slightly more if it's borderline offensive. I love dark humor. People are not ready for my humor, bro. I seriously think people should start taking joke as a joke instead of being offended by every single thing now. I don't know, bro. Like, people get offended on the simplest things now. It somewhat annoys me. Like, what happened to the people from before who could take a joke? But now it just seems like no one can take a joke. Everything is offensive. They want to cancel everything and everyone. And the worst part about this is, bro, the same people who complain about jokes being too offensive or dark humor or stuff like that are the same people who will go home and watch Family Guy and laugh their butts off. How does that work? How does that make sense, bro? You make a joke and like, oh, you're such a bad person. You're so rude. But why do you go home and watch Family Guy then? Why do you watch worse, darker jokes? How does that work? Also, I just personally believe, bro, that the best jokes are offensive. The reason that you have a great time with your friends is because you can roast them as much as you want with no boundaries. And when the jokes are offensive, that is when they are funny. Isn't that true? I personally love dark jokes. All right, let's begin to sculpt the eyes. Where's the mirror modifier? Here's the mirror modifier. Yeah, very interesting. I let's scrape this for some thickness. So scraping will just flatten it out. Is this the creepy father of the family from Resident Evil? I'm not sure, bro. I just got this as a request to sculpt on the stream. I'm not sure. He's Jack Baker. I'm not very well aware of the Resident Evil series either. I haven't played it. I have played a few horror games, but I'm pretty sure no one even knows about them. So there was this game that I used to play when I was young, and it was called Blood. Just Blood. And bro, that game had me screaming as a child. I kid you not. I used to scream when I was playing that game because the jump scares in that game was so horrific. And we were playing a very fun game. So me and my brother, I have a younger brother. We used to take turns on our computer. So we had one computer that had video games in it, and we used to take turns. So it was an hour for him to play, and then an hour for me to play. And at the end of the hour, like we had to give the computer. Okay, so in his hour he plays his games, and in my hour I have to play my games. But what ended up happening was Blood was so interesting that we used to combine our hours. I also had a sister; she wanted her hour on the computer as well. So me and my brother, what we used to do is we used to combine our hour. So we had 2 hours to play, and I would be controlling the mouse. So it was like a first-person game. It was like Doom. I don't know if you guys have played the old Doom game. It was like Doom. Also Duke Nukem. If someone knows of Duke Nukem, it was a first-person shooter game. So I would be the person controlling the mouse and all of the shooting, and he would be controlling the keyboard and all of the weapons that we have to equip. That was our version of two-player games. How we used to play some games. Core childhood memories, man. But that game, bro, like it was so scary. The the graphics and everything, they were super low, man. Like they were like pixel art. But the way that the monsters would appear, that was so creepy. All right, let's start to add the hair and the beard. I think that is what will give the most likeness. Let me just check the shape of the head. Shape of the head looks fine. I think the neck can be slightly less thick. This portion, I do see a flat area here, so that is what I need to add. All right, let's do it. Let's pick the lasso mask tool, and from the side, what I want to do is I just want to get the hairline. Should I include the beard as well? Okay, let's try including the beard as well. So let's get the hairline. Yeah, that should do it. Let's use the mask brush to clear some of that. It will refine it a bit. Mask, mask extract. What are your thoughts on doing a full body sculpting stream next? Bro, I would love to, but if there's a time restriction, I cannot. Why does mine look like a very friendly version of him? I think I should do the hair with the UV sphere. Let's try that. X symmetry. Yeah, should have done it this way the first time. Hmm. Oh boy, my camera just died. Let me fix that. ये पहला चार्जिंग में लगाना वो कैमरा उसमें क्या नहीं चल रही है all right. Yeah, honestly, I don't like how this is looking right now. But I think it's just one of the days where it just sucks. Ishaq, where did you find the reference photo? The reference photo was generated by AI. Let me show you the process behind the reference photo. So, Gemini. Yeah, here's the reference photo. The way that this happened was I just threw this image at Gemini. So this one. And I told him create a color digital bust reference image. Let me just share the prompt with you. Here you go, my friend. Oh, it's not allowing me to do that because oh, corrector limits. So this corrector limits on YouTube. Okay, let me send it in parts. Okay, let me edit this for you. Featuring X from Y. Let's try if that works. Okay, I don't think you need 5 angles. Let's do 3. Front, third quarter, strict side. Yes, that should be good enough. That should work. There you go. So you just enter this prompt, and on X you just type whatever you want, and on Y, if you know where it is from, if you do not know where it is from, that is absolutely fine as well. Sometimes what you can do is just upload a reference image. So you can see here, create a digital sculpt reference image featuring a bald Samuel Jackson as Mace would do. The image should display 3 angles, front, side, stripped water, equally spaced. So this works. Let's see if I have any other examples. I did show, yeah, here, a lot of these references here. So for some of them, you can, if you know where it is featured, you can have that. If not, just throw a reference image and be like, hey, just make this, and it will do that for you. So AI generate my references. Thank you so much. My pleasure, friend. Feel like we can make his face slightly longer. All right, this is looking better now. Let's work on the glasses. I hate modeling, but still, let's see how this goes. Can I use a vertex? A merge center. Where's the vertex that I just created? Okay, here it is. GY. I want a mirror modifier on this. And I want a skin modifier on this. What? GY. Let's add a subdivision modifier. Let's try something else. What can we do? Alright, let's make a plane. Completely forgot how I modeled in Blender. It's been such a long time. For my modeling, what I use is Maya. And I do believe Maya is better at modeling. Blender is it's really good in sculpting and every other stuff, but for modeling and animation, I love Maya. Let's see what we get with this. I think I should watch more of Aryan's tutorials so I can learn a bit more about modeling. Clipping. Hi, sir. How are you? Hello. How are you, Sumit? I'm doing great. Thank you. Being completely honest, bro, I don't like this lot. I think it's one of the days where we just suck. Not super happy with this, but we'll. Okay, I was not expecting this without the beard. Yeah, honestly, I don't think this is the best stream I've best stream I've done, but I just want to stop here because I do have to get off before 4 p.m. Yeah, not really happy with this, but it is what it is. Some days are a bit shittier than the other. I think this is just one of those days. I might revisit it to touch it up here and there. Yeah, overall, I'm not super satisfied. Yeah. All right, guys, it's almost time for the community call. So I'll see you guys later. Here's the fist bump. Goodbye. Boom.